And just about 8 minutes ago across the AP wires, getting an urgent alert here. Former White House Press Secretary James Brady has died at the age of 73. Brady, of course, was shot and injured during an assassination attempt on Ronald Reagan. Reagan and Brady were both shot by John Hinckley. Both survived, but Brady was shot in the head and left partially paralyzed. He became a champion of gun control measures, in the Brady Bill, or Brady Law, which requires background checks for some gun purchases, went into effect some 20 years ago. Again, James Brady, former White House press secretary under Ronald Reagan, dead at the age of 73. Turning our attention now to the CIA and its director, John Brennan. They continue to face intense scrutiny after the agency admitted, or was forced to admit, that it may have spied on some Senate staffers, but there were no new calls for John Brennan's resignation as the issue was debated on the Sunday talk shows. This after an inspector general's report shows his agency did indeed read through emails belonging to members of certain U.S. Senate offices. Brennan ordered the investigation into his agency, and he's apologized. Still, two Senate Democrats, including Mark Udall of Colorado, have called for Brennan's departure. Udall, of course, is in a tough re-election race with Republican Congressman Cory Gardner. And the U.S. government may soon pass a law that prohibits passengers from making phone calls while on airplanes. This, as many airline carriers are looking to allow personal cell phone calls in mid-flight, according to several media reports. A lawyer for the Department of Transportation says the ban is getting closer, and they are about to lay out formal objections to passengers making those in-flight phone calls. A lot of folks might be relieved by that. Now over to New York, where a top aide for Governor Andrew Cuomo has a date with federal prosecutors. They are investigating the governor. These prosecutors say Cuomo's administration may have interfered with an anti-corruption commission. A probe into the governor's dismantling of the commission shows Cuomo, quote, deeply compromised the panel's work. That, according to the New York Times. The New York governor, of course, is up for re-election this year. Now back in Washington, Congress has departed for the summer, and everyone is wondering what the president is going to do next. Will he expand amnesty to millions of illegal immigrants through executive order? Illinois Congressman Luis Gutierrez says Obama may do just that, and before Labor Day. Now some, including former presidential candidate Pat Buchanan, say this is one way the Obama administration and the president himself can truly transform America. Buchanan joined us here on Newsmax TV earlier today and says this move would also dramatically charge up the bases of both political parties.
I think that would clearly rally and energize Obama's base, but it would do the same for the Republicans. There would be, as I mentioned, a real firestorm. There would be a division of opinion. Some editorial writers would say, who are friendly to Obama, say he's gone too far here.
Well, who would have the more beneficial impact on all this? Buchanan says any kind of strong action the president takes will certainly come with political risks. Stay tuned. I'm John Bachman. We'll have more news ahead in 30 minutes. Now back to Ed in Midpoint.